Understanding the One World Government. A lot of observers speak of a one world government, OWG, in a negative way. For most people, the idea of a single body or authority, ruling directly or indirectly, is worrisome. There is a clear sense that once installed, it will be impossible to dislodge, and even harder to control. This is not entirely true. The steeper the hierarchy, the more fragile it is. Yet, this is not an argument for complacency. The problem is that the one world government is usually considered a kind of watershed event. So long as we can stop the actual announcement being made, it seems some people think the actuality of a one world government will not emerge. Of course, the reality is the nations of the world could operate under a single umbrella organization, without it being called a one world government. But most of us do not understand the process that culminates into the formal establishment of a single worldwide authority. But the formal declaration of a worldwide order is not really the crucial issue. A war is won and lost before the peace treaty is signed. What so many commentators do not seem to understand is that the OWG is not necessarily on the right or left. Its economy is not required to be either capitalist or communist. The fact that a person is against communism does not mean they must naturally be working against the formation of the OWG. The point we are making here is that if you are a member of the radical right and a nationalist who opposes the left adamantly and fervently, you are just as much engaged in bringing to life the OWG as a member of the Communist Party. There is nothing about the OWG that prohibits a libertarian taking power, or an alignment of powerful elites buttressing a figurehead who has absolute political power. On the other hand, if you are a communist and oppose the idea of private property, you are a solid supporter of the OWG and its socialist manifestation. A OWG will own and control everything regardless of if we are talking public or private property. A corporation is every bit as totalitarian as a public corporation. Whether the OWG will project a capitalist or communist image is anyone's guess. The packaging is not important. The conduit that constantly transfers power from the base to the center will be expressed as a set of draconian laws and what amounts to a fascist judiciary. You will have the right to obey all instructions given, and the agencies of the government will have the right to remove every remnant of power from you for failing to comply with any order given. The OWG is a parasite that has made the host dependent on it for its survival. The OWG will turn us all into parasites, and they will serve as. The OWG will be an inversion of values and reality. The power of the center will give it the identity of a host, and the powerlessness of the base will make it dependent on the mercy of the center. Whether the crown is socialist or libertarian will be the least of our worries. We will not have a right to air or water, let alone food. Everything will be licensed and rationed. Because everything on the planet will belong to the state and everything will be licensed. There is not a drink of water that we can have without getting permission from the state and its agents.